From Arkansas's streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 6.
Thank you for being with us on THV 11, streaming with your TV on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Happy Thursday morning, everybody. We want to send it back over to meteorologist Tracy Bean, who is monitoring that accident in Sherwood. I-57 northbound. Now Ashley King is here. Guys, it's a mess in Sherwood.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly get you through weather real quick, but you can see it's quite the mess behind us. That way Ashley can get to traffic real quick. Yeah, no, you're fine. I threw you all off because we've got it in the back here. So
I see it.
Yeah, let's quickly talk a little bit more about today's weather, and we'll get through that. We can get that fast. Little fog out there this morning. We are seeing, again, just a reduced visibility, but it's not necessarily impacting things too much. 64 right now. Wear your summer clothes today. We are looking for that high to be in the upper 70s, even 80s in a few areas. We're going to start to see a temperature change here into the weekend, but we'll talk more about that here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and let Ashley take a little bit of my time as well. That way she can keep you updated.
Yeah, we've already issued a traffic impact alert early this morning because of this accident. Again, this is slowing things down on I-57. This is traveling northbound near mile marker 3.8, and all lanes are blocked at this time. So as you heard Tracy say a few minutes ago, they're rerouting the traffic, and it's slowing things down southbound on I-57 too as people are looking there. But there are several cars involved in this. It looks like it is an accident with injury on I-57. So it's going to take a while to clear this. Of course, we're going to keep watching what's going on. I'll give you a closer look at where this is with our live traffic map. You're not seeing the traffic flow there. We've got an update that has gone awry here for some reason with our traffic map, but you can tell from the traffic camera that it's obviously slowing things down big time there. This is, of course, between Trammell Road and Wildwood Avenue, exit 3, as you heard Tracy saying a minute ago. That's between exit 3 and exit 5 there on I-57 northbound. So we'll check this again coming up soon.
The 2026 race for Arkansas governor is beginning to take shape, and while Governor Sanders is preparing for re-election, Democratic voters must first decide who they want to represent them to challenge her.
Two candidates are already making their case ahead of the March primary. THV 11's Tamer Knight has the campaign plans of each candidate and why they think they should be elected.
Well, Karen Hayden, State Senator Fred Love, and businesswoman Super Smith Mays are both seeking the Democratic nomination, each outlining different properties for the state. Senator Fred Love says his campaign is centered on affordability. Love, who has served more than 15 years in legislature, also points to healthcare access, especially in rural communities. As a graduate of Arkansas Public School, Love says he also wants to end the state's voucher program, which allows families to use taxpayers' dollars for private school tuition. Fellow Democratic candidate Super Smith Mays shares that same position. Super Smith Mays, who previously ran for governor in 2022, says her lack of political experience is her strength. She also proposing free school lunches and raising the state's minimum wage to $18 an hour.
We have an affordability crisis where people can afford homes. They're choosing between paying for medication and paying for food, paying for groceries and paying for their mortgage.
I am not a politician. I am a peopletician. What's that mean? It means that I run to serve the people, the constituent of the state, not the party, not the position, not the politics.
Meanwhile, Governor Sanders wasn't available for an interview, but her campaign says she plans to build on what's already been accomplished. Her campaign manager, Jordan Powell, points to education reforms and says the governor wants to continue phasing out the state income tax if re-elected. Now, early voting for the Democratic primary is already underway, and election day is March 3rd, with the general election set for November. For THG 11 News, I'm Tamer Knight.
Tamer, thank you. Other changes at the Capitol don't involve lawmakers, but the building itself. The historic bronze doors are reopening this week for the first time since the September 11th attacks in 2001, when they were closed out of security concerns. Secretary of State Colchester says the time is right to welcome the public back. So starting tomorrow, the doors will open from 9 a.m. to noon every Friday, with plans to expand the hours over time.
Now to the nation's capital, negotiations over funding for the Department of Homeland Security remain at a standstill. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is continuing to push for changes to immigration enforcement, including requiring judicial warrants and banning agents from wearing masks during operations. Now, talks are now happening at the staff level, with Democratic leaders and President Trump no longer meeting face to face.
Doesn't mean he's not willing to. I'm just not aware of any conversations that have taken place.
I'm not averse to sitting down with any high-level members of the administration if, in good faith, they are prepared to discuss the type of dramatic changes that are needed.
In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security warned a prolonged shutdown could affect more than 200,000 employees and disrupt operations at the Transportation Security Administration, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the United States Coast Guard.
President Trump is moving closer to a decision on possible military strikes against Iran, with sources saying an order could come as soon as Saturday. National security officials stress Trump has not made the final call as advisors weigh the risk of escalation and the broader political and military consequences. Meantime, the Pentagon is moving some personnel out of the Middle East as contingency planning moves forward. More developing news now. Nearly 3 weeks into the search for Nancy Guthrie, investigators say they are running out of video evidence.
The Pima County Sheriff says the only footage recovered from the night the 84-year-old vanished is the doorbell video of a masked suspect already released to the public. Now, Google engineers are working to retrieve data from other cameras on her property as the search reaches day 19. Officials say deputies have chased down tens of thousands of tips.
DNA from a glove found near Guthrie's home did not match the FBI database, so investigators are now turning to commercial genealogy sites for answers.
We run all leads down until we have no more lead, and that's what, 30, 40,000 of them.
So at this time, we're not taking any tips unless it's a possible location or suspect information.
The FBI is also checking nearby gun stores to see whether the suspect purchased a weapon or holster, and crews are using specialized signal sniffer technology to detect pings from Guthrie's pacemaker.
Authorities say it's all hands on deck as they push for new leads in a case that has gripped the Tucson area and the nation.
In Garland County, leaders in Hot Springs move closer to ending the downtown debate over parking. After a review showing parking meters brought in less than half the money projected, the city approved a simplified system this week. Drivers will pay $4 for 4 hours in designated primary spots. Secondary spots will cost $2 with no time limit. But the city is also eliminating free parking and employee permits, meaning even downtown workers will now pay based on proximity to their jobs. Now let's go to meteorologist Tracy Bean and the forecast to help you plan your Thursday.
Well, it is going to be a warm one for sure. We're starting out with some clouds out there this morning, and the winds are going to continue to pick up, sustained anywhere from 15 to 20. So that's just the everyday wind. Now the gusts are going to be 25 to 30. We do have a wildfire risk across the state and a red flag warning in northwest Arkansas. That 3-day forecast includes temperatures going down a little bit. We've got a boundary that will come through later today, and that's going to bring in that cooler air. And I'm afraid to even show you this next one. We're going to talk about some wind chills. These are the wind chills. We're going to have to get out the big coat again, at least for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday morning, but we'll finally recover. Those temperatures are going to drop again right around that freezing mark. But we'll talk more about what's causing all this coming up in just a few minutes. And now she's going to keep us updated on that accident there in Sherwood.
Yeah, Tracy, they're still working this accident. Looks like it's going to take a while for this one, so we've issued a traffic impact alert. It's definitely going to impact your drive if you're coming on I-57 northbound around Sherwood between exit 3 and 5. That's where we'll find this accident with injury right now. So they are redirecting traffic, trying to get around this. It's slowing things down with the southbound traffic on I-57 as well. Getting a closer look at where this accident is located. You can see again I-57, so this is between Trammell Road and Wildwood Avenue. So on I-57 northbound, just try to avoid this area, take a different route. They are redirecting traffic on an exit ramp, as you heard Tracy say earlier. You can probably see that in the live traffic camera shot again. Just a whole lot of lights that are flashing there. We'll check it again here in a few minutes.